Hey everybody, this week in honor of Scream 7 coming out, we decided to revisit the Scream franchise and see how depressing Scream 2 was compared to the masterpiece that was the original Scream. No fooling. I'm the only one on this panel who had seen a Scream movie before, and not only was I gobsmacked, I was frustrated because I think the first Scream movie is a masterpiece and this was not. So after we were done recording, I showed them the Drew Barrymore scene from the first one. So anyway, thanks for doing all you do to keep us on the charts. I know this isn't exactly an erotic thriller, but it gets close at times, though Wes Craven is not as interested in nudity as some of the other slasher guys. But still, please enjoy, keep sharing us, and
in honor of Scream 6 coming out this... 7?
I think so.
In honor of Scream continuing... we are continuing. A million years ago, we did the first Scream movie. One of the best horror movies ever made, I think. This one is not that. This one...
well, the movie knows it, so it's okay.
The movie knows it. It makes fun of itself, and I hate it for it. I am your riffer on Cineprov and a host with the most.
I thought you were going to cock claws. I was taking a drink. My bad.
I didn't say anything. Okay. You're just choking on your drink.
Yeah.
We're watching Scream 2. I'm Nick Hoffman. On the panel, we've got...
Keiko, also riffer on Cineprov.
And Nor?
Nor Cherdette, also riffer on Cineprov. It's a Cineprov episode.
So, I unfortunately chose two losers who have not seen the first Scream movie.
And you didn't know that until right before.
Yeah, that was an accident.
I scheduled this a million years ago where I'm like, oh God, I love that first Scream movie. It's one of the best. Wes Craven, you're back. You're awesome. And this movie is just a wet fart. I'm not going to summarize the first movie because I think you got it from this. If you have not seen the first movie, I'd recommend seeing it first, unlike these losers. And we're going to talk about Scream 2 because it's awful.
I think I can do the plot. I normally don't want to do the plot synopsis.
Of this movie, you can do it?
I think I want to do the plot synopsis.
I love that.
So, if I may. So this is a sequel of Scream 1, because it's Scream 2. And yet it seems to be a killing in, what was it, town? Wood something?
Woodsboro.
Yeah, Woodsboro. And essentially, the movie starts off very... this is actually a good factoid. So Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett Smith, those are the two couples that we've...
Keep my wife's name.
Out your mouth. So, which is very interesting, this movie came out in, 1997? And so, Jada Pinkett Smith was really dated Tupac before, you know, the Smith. And Tupac and Omar Epps were very, very tight folks. And what year did Tupac die?
98, I think?
Something like that.
It was right around here.
And so, it was very weird to see, like, your girlfriend's, your girl is smacking on, your best friend. You know what I mean? Like, that kind of thing. So
But that's like just kind of like Tim Burton's thing where they hold on Mother Connor and Johnny Depp. Like, but what if it was me but hotter?
Right. Ooh, that's right. So, anyways, they start off at this premiere of what's called Stab. Which essentially is derived from the killings from the first movie. Yeah. It's the Hollywood trope. I think Luke Wilson ends up playing one of the characters from.
One of the characters who we're told later is supposed to be David Schwimmer.
Yeah.
It was actually Luke Perry. Interesting.
Luke Wilson.
Excuse me.
Luke
Perry. My bad. And so, which is I was reading a lot of stories by the time people thought that Jada Pinkett Smith was like a real feature character in the whole movie. So during this time, I guess psycho white males were, and even at this movie, everyone was dressed up as Ghostface Killer with fake knives and things like that. So this is where the killer struck. And so essentially he ends up killing both Omar Epps and Jada Pinkett Smith's character. Omar was at a stall and it went through his head, and Jada during the movie, and I think this was a spoof if you were watching Scary Movie 2, she was getting she was being a very stereotypical yelling at the screen. I'm almost done. So she dies. and that kind of ripples effect to the characters, assumingly that came from the first movie. They are in
All of them
college,
did,
yeah. And so essentially, you follow the same characters from the first movie, but now in a college scene, and now they're getting post-traumatic stress because the killer's back, and then there's movie, and somehow Ray Donovan is there involved with it as
Liev
well.
Schreiber.
And then Courtney Cox is the reporter, and then I think David Arquette is also in this movie as well. Which at the time, I think him and Courtney Cox were married.
I was curious
Yes.
if this was during their marriage.
They hooked up in the first movie.
And so essentially, the entire movie is following the same kids and what have you from the first movie, and sort of seeing who could be this new killer.
The new killer. Yeah.
Because I think
Because it's a copycat.
Movie, it's a copycat. It's a sequel, which they kind of made fun of during this film theory class that they had. So yeah,
I'm actually impressed. That's very good.
thank you. You almost stopped me.
Well, I was going to make a reference, but I'll do it now.
Okay.
So the beginning, the whole thing is happening, like you said, at a stab preview.
Yeah.
And what they're handing out at the beginning is stab costume.
Yeah, the ghost face
which is
costume.
very much like Halloween store stuff. Like, it's very cool. It's even in the foldy bit, because the Scream mask, the ghost face mask, is at this point a huge costume thing.
Was the mask, like, did Scream the movie come out before that mask?
So
Yeah, I haven't. Yeah.
So the way I understand it, and someone can fact check us, I'm not going to. I believe there was a similar mask that existed beforehand that they changed enough for the movie that they could make it their own. It was that kind of thing. In the same way that, like, Jason Voorhees wears a hockey mask, so they stylized it to be more Jason Voorhees-esque.
But I read somewhere about it derived. No, I don't know if it was the Jason Voorhees mask or whatever, but it derived from William Shatner.
That was the Michael Myers mask from Halloween.
That was the face one. He's
They
talking
flipped
about
it
it's like the
inside
white
out,
one. The
and
white
then they
one.
painted the hair white, and that was based on a Shatner mask from Star Wars.
Interesting.
Star Trek, excuse me.
Okay.
Please. Oh, God.
Yeah.
So at the beginning, they're watching Stab, the movie, like you said, which is based on Courtney Cox's book about the first one. Her name is Gail Weathers. In the first one, she's a reporter who shows up, and they do that. And then we have several Friends jokes throughout, which we'll point out when we get to it. But I will say, Heather Graham plays Stacy, who gets stabbed at the beginning. That's the Drew Barrymore character from the first one. That opening scene, which we can watch after this is done, is one of the best horror scenes ever filmed. Wes Craven's career was dead. And then he comes up with the first Scream movie, and it makes him the most prominent horror maker around.
So I want to talk. So this movie is stacked with the who's of at least that a big actors.
The late
now.
90s, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, and as I'm thinking about this movie, because Savannah, I remember watching this particular movie when I was very young.
Okay.
I don't which one, because my sister, she was 4 years older than me, so she was a part of the, you know, Teen Magazine, Britney Spears, that kind of thing. And I guess a lot of these people were like, you know,
The Idols.
Those are the hot young things.
the hot
yeah.
young things.
Yeah.
And I remember watching this movie and laughing when I was younger. I was like, "This is supposed to be funny." And
A lot of it is supposed to be.
And then cut to 2025, 6. So I'm watching this with my now wife. I can say that now. And she was like, "Is this a comedy?" I was like, "No, it's supposed to be a horror movie." So it's very interesting.
You know, so the first one, too, is Kevin Williamson, who wrote it, is very snappy snap Kevin Smith dialogue. And the whole first thing is very much like that nerd guy is very much, how do you survive a horror movie? And, like, he's making fun of the tropes. And this is directed by Wes Craven and written by, well, Kevin Williamson, but with Wes Craven, who did Freddy Krueger. Like, they're making fun of the old thing.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that it is a comedy. Like,
And then, like he says, this is extra graphic because it's the sequel, right? And and so the beginning is playing on the old thing, right? Like, they literally are filming a scene which Gail Weathers apparently wrote, but she could never have known, which is funny. Because, like, the first one is supposed to be making fun of how horror movies work. And then the second one is supposed to be making fun of how movies work. Right? Like, it just, how could they have known this stuff? Well, they know it. And then they riff on the Kitty Genovese murder. I don't know if you know Kitty. Mm-hmm. Okay. So Kitty Genovese was a woman who was killed in New York in the 1960s, maybe 65, 66. But she screams for help, and no one believes that
that's
she's
the one
actually
where
being killed.
nobody came.
Yeah, and so, like, Jada Pinkett is literally killed on the screen, like standing under the stage lights, and no one believes her. And then later we have the death of Cassandra as the play, which this professor played by David Warner apparently put all of his own money into, which is very strange. And Cassandra also, I mean, it's the story of Cassandra, but like it's very much like, oh my God, she should die, and then they use it to kill the mom from Roseanne. So we're good.
Aunt Jackie.
Yeah, Jackie, yes. Also from Big Bang Theory and other things.
Sheldon's mom. Yeah. No, I mean it. For me, watching this movie, it was very nostalgic, and it was kind of interesting to see what college would have could have been like in the '90s. You know, with the sororities, and then just the wardrobes and everything, or just how people interact as students. But what I found really interesting about this movie is just it. Again, leading to the comedy elements of it, it took itself seriously. It didn't. And that's why I think this would be a great movie to actually do on Cineprov, to be honest with you. Like, it's because, like, it's a movie that takes itself seriously. Maybe the producers maybe know it's a little quirky and,
it tries very hard. It's almost like it uses the tropes as, like, it's like, well, this isn't that kind of stupid movie.
Well, I mean, and like, here's the thing. I wish both of you can watch the original with me, just because, like, okay, so for the first one, for example, the opening scene with Heather Graham instead of Drew Barrymore, it's the exact same scene. It's just cheesier, and that's on purpose. Yeah. But like that original scene where Drew Barrymore picks up the phone, and no one has seen Drew Barrymore in years because she had faded out, and she comes back in, and it's supposed to be like the movie Psycho, where Vivian Leigh, who's the hot actress, starts the movie, and then she dies early on, and you're like, wait a minute, whoa.
So is that fake out?
Yeah, it's just like, whoa, wait. And then she's literally crawling, bleeding to death on her front lawn as her parents are coming home. And it's such this shocking, like, do you like scary movies? Like, it's this horror, and they replay it here like it's a parody. And there's moments in this movie where it feels like a scary movie, right? Like, literally at one point, Ghostface is chasing Sydney up the stairs, and she throws a bike at him. Yeah, and you're just like,
that part was funny to me.
But then again, it's a scary movie.
Yeah,
like, it's very funny. Like,
well, he also gets whacked with a telephone.
Yes, he does. By Courteney Cox, who has a name.
And I think this is why movies, like literally Scary Movie 1 and 2, just the first two. I think the first one was more derived from Scream, and the second one was
I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yes. So I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of thing. And
we haven't done any of those yet.
Ooh, that'd be a good one. They're all remakes now. I Know What You Did
Is
Last
that the
Summer.
one that's like the call is coming from inside the house?
No, isn't that Scream?
Yes.
Yeah.
I Know What You Did Last Summer is the guy with the wearing the. He looks like the Gordon Fisherman with a hook.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
But no, I think those worked out so well, those first two, because number one, the spoof from Scream.
Yeah.
It's they just dialed it up just a slight bit, and I think that's where, because like there is a scene where Ghostface in Scary Movie is coming up the stairs, and I'm like, piano, the thing that's just like it's stupid. Like, first of all, cardio is great. Like, you ran up the stairs here recently. Yeah. Your heart rate was 180. She went through 3 or 4 levels, dodging a killer. Maybe the adrenaline. Okay, I'm answering my own questions here, but it was just that whole sequence is funny. And then I think, wasn't that the first kill since Jada was what's her name? Yeah, Sarah. Who's Buffy's name?
Sarah Michelle Gellar. You know, it's so funny you say that about running, because my husband and I were watching something the other night, and I think it was Fallout. And there's a scene where the characters
Walter Goggins
have to. Well, it's not him that we were talking about, but they were like.
Yeah, but I just think about Walter Goggins
a lot. Yeah, I think we all do, but only in ghoul form.
No, I think about him from Righteous Gemstones.
I know everybody. It's Uncle Baby Billy. I haven't seen Billy. It, but
he's from Injustice for me. But that's the difference. Oh, Timothy
Oliphant
in this. Okay. Yes, running.
at you snapping back to it.
I know. I'm just trying to like. What do you mean by running?
So what I was saying, I was like, do you think? So I asked my husband. It's bedtime, and it's like the time when I'm like,
he has a sleeping cap on.
yeah, he's like ready to go to sleep, and I'm like, would you still love me if I was a worm? And I was like, do you think that you could run at full speed like these characters did, seemingly for like miles and miles and miles? Like it seems like they had to run a long while to get away from something. Do you think that we could do that if we were like in danger, like if we had adrenaline, if we were in,
So there's a challenge, like a TikTok whatever challenge, like so you get a head start and someone's just walking like Jason Voorhees, and you have
Voorhees?
to get, whatever was his name.
Voorhees.
Sorry. Okay.
Jason who?
Voorhees. Those slow Halloween.
Jason Foreheads.
Jason Forehead. And you have to.
Is that a pimp? Jason Voorhees?
Maybe, I don't know. The killer. That's it. And you have to unlock a door and get in and out, and then lock it before he comes and just stabs you.
Oh, dude.
It's like you're running down.
I saw this. This is the worst like team building exercise.
Does it
I've
really
ever saw.
give you the adrenaline? Like, do you really feel like he's going to come and kill you or something?
So do this next time. I don't know if you have like a hallway of some sort, or like run to your front door.
First of all, you have to eat chili from a can. Then you have to make it to the bathroom.
Yes. Yeah. So it's just like some people like in that like, oh, put the keys in the hole kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
Like it's because even me, like even my drunk is trying to get home from college. Like I've easily put like the key in and out with no problem. But when I'm sober, I'm like, So
that's fine. I pissed myself on a bus in college.
Oh,
that's good.
Really?
So it depends on the situation and the.
As though you could respect me less.
The thing is like, but like my front door is a keypad, so I'm just like, boop, 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 I'm easy in. For those people who have keys, you better have a good aim, So yeah. Just try that challenge. Like unlock a door, unlock your front door, have your husband stay there with like a fake,
a fake knife.
A fake knife.
No, give it to Kelly. Kelly will chase you down.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he wouldn't follow the rules. He wouldn't honor
neither would a killer.
The slow run.
At one point, I was
like, no, you're supposed to be slower.
At one point, I was in the den around Chris Mahana Kwanzaa, and I forget what I was even doing. Oh, I was trying to open a box or something, and I asked my youngest to get me a knife to like slide underneath to open the package, right? And I figured she would get the knife she could reach easily, which was just like a butter knife from the top drawer. No. She got her stool and grabbed the chef's knife off the wall, and so she's just like chucking along with like a 9-inch. And then I handed it to her. I'm like, well, thank you. Yeah. But also,
never do that again.
Yeah, you can get me a smaller knife and don't run with this again.
Yeah.
Because the cat like immediately shat it. No. So the rest of this movie is effectively trying to figure out who's trying to kill Sydney again. And by the way, I just like that we started this month with erotic thriller. And we're ending it with Neve Campbell, who was from previous episode Wild Things. Oh, hey. This time, looking just as fine.
No. Well, I want to talk about the characters because I mentioned that them being very popular now.
Yep.
Well, some of them. Sarah Michelle Gellar. Buffy and Daphne. Timothy Olamide.
Jerry O'Connell.
Jamie Kennedy.
Yeah, Jamie Kennedy was in the first one too.
Yeah, I think his fame more came after Malibu's Most Wanted and getting the Jamie Kennedy experience.
Yeah, but the first Scream came first.
The first came first, yeah. And then
Courtney Cox was in Friends, and you know how they have two Friends jokes.
I didn't pick up on them. Maybe because I was just.
So the first one was, I believe, Jamie Kennedy says, "You feel bad." I was played by like Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer.
David Schwimmer. Yeah. So that's the first one, and the second one comes in the second half, which is David Arquette goes, "Come on, man! Everyone's seen you naked," and Courtney Cox goes, "That was just my head on Jennifer Aniston's body." Which is a very late '90s joke where you'd have all those fakes of nude women, right?
Really, I didn't. That was a leaks from the '90s.
That was a thing in the '90s, and it was Jennifer Aniston, who also never posed nude, but people would
Photoshop.
Pre-Photoshop. It was like pixel at a time shit.
Right,
same with Tyra Banks. Same with Gillian Anderson from X-Files.
Interesting.
Because when X-Files was big, not that she did erotic photography, but she was like in People magazine and stuff, posing in sexy stuff, and then people
got milk ads and shit. Yeah,
they would just like again, Photoshop her naked from people from like jugs and stuff.
Jeez. Yeah.
Throwback pornography.
So, okay. So those are two friends reference.
So they kill two black people first, like a good horror movie should.
Were they the first? They were.
They
the
were.
First black
Omar, Epps, and Jada Pinkett.
They were the first.
Well, they were the first people in the movie too.
Yeah. And
Okay. I have to say, I've never been a fan of Jada Pinkett Smith. I don't know if she ever listens to this podcast, and
She doesn't.
I can guarantee it. Yeah.
I understand.
If our download count went down by like 1%, it was just Jada Pinkett Smith.
She listened.
But like, I don't know what made
Omar, please, Omar Epps.
Like, I like her in the movie Girls Trip, but like for this movie, I'm like, why?
I think they made her annoying intentionally.
Yeah.
No, because
But I've seen other movies and films with her.
Is she the
She's
same?
The same.
No, well, okay. First, two things. You're both beautiful.
Thank you.
No, but it's the thing where they wanted not the sassy black woman character. Right. They wanted the
strong,
precocious, strong. And that's the character she always played. Right? Like, so it's two things, right? You're right, because that's always who she was. But in 1998, when this came out, that's who they needed.
Yeah, it's like it's not another teen movie.
Right.
One black guy goes to another. I forgot what the character said. Hey, I'm only supposed to be the only black.
Yeah,
person.
yeah.
He's like, damn, shit, I know. That's whack. And they say it like simultaneously.
Yeah. I love all of those movies. Like, I love Scary Movie, Not Another Teen Movie. I Know What You Did Last Friday the 13th. Like, I love them.
It was that rebellious era. Because, okay, thinking about it, not in the 90s, right? MTV. Okay, MTV has been there since the 70s. But it was, it was that grunge end, the rebellious end that people were... It's the same way that people rebelled at punk rock in the 80s.
Yeah.
In my head, into that whole pop era, 90s, NSYNC, that was all there.
I will tell you, I agree with you with a hyphen. Here's the thing. The first of all of them is pretty good. And for Scary Movie, I'd say the first few are pretty good.
How many are there now?
8, 7,
That's a
8.
lot.
They just went on too long without adjusting the formula.
Oh, well, have you seen the remakes? Or the legacy sequels or whatever?
The new
legacy sequels, remakes.
That's what they're calling it. That's what they're called. They get legacy sequels when they bring people from the old movies back.
So I think the last one that I liked was I think it was the third one where Leslie Nielsen is the president and they're doing signs.
No, that is literally Scary Movie 3.
Yeah, that's what I said. The third one.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Scream.
No. The Scary Movie.
I wish they made like a PG or like PG-13
of Scary
version.
Of Scary Movies.
Yeah, because like
I have
Scary
movies
Movie.
to show you.
Scary Movie. If you edit out all the boobies, you could probably get it because it's pretty safe.
Isn't that the one where she gets like, doesn't a ghost like
banger?
Yeah, that's Scary Movie too.
That's what I'm saying. Like if you get rid of all the sex stuff,
the chick from
I bet you there's a TV version
90210,
of
the chick from 90210 that was supposed to play
Heather Locklear.
Heather Locklear. She was also in this Scream and also in Scary Movie 2. It was very meta of her. But no, like, okay, so like I like to talk. I actually really like to talk about Scary Movie because the actual Scary Movie 6 is being released with the Wayans brothers.
Yeah. Scream 6.
Scream 6. Yeah. No, Scary Movie. No, literally Scary Movie.
Oh, no kidding. That's coming back.
Yes.
We're doing this because a new Scream movie.
The Scream movie.
Scream 7 is coming out.
So the Scary Movie the funny ones. 1 and 2 were directed by Damon Wayans.
Yes.
Not Damon Wayans. Keenan Ivan Wayans of the Wayans family.
One of various Wayans.
Right. And it was produced by, this is going to make you sound icky, Miramax, who also had Harvey Weinstein.
Yes, it is a Weinstein joint.
Production, yeah. And so the first one came out.
It's okay. Some of my favorite movies Weinstein touched.
Wait. Yeah. Lord of the Rings.
Clerks.
Clerks. So the first Scary Movie was essentially a spoof off of Scream, and the second one was, anyways.
Yeah.
One after another, they went back to back, and then Weinstein was like, "We can do these movies without you." And so the third one, they lost all the Wayans, and they went to like number 5, and it was shit. Now it's coming back with the original creators and actors, so hopefully it'll be better.
Yep.
I forgot where I was going with this. funny spoof movies. So you wanted to have funny PG movies.
Yeah.
So in lure of scary movies, Hollywood decided like, oh, we can do a bunch of spoof movies that'll be okay. That's less movie. So there's like
not another teen movie. Well, not another
hero movie.
They're all on the IMDb worst 100.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like superhero. Another teen movie is unique. That is actually, in my opinion, funnier than.
It's a movie.
Yeah, but
I think that was the first one. I think that was the one that started the trend.
I think it was a well-budgeted spoof movie. The other ones were like very cheap, very kind of thing.
Well, I mean, some of my favorite comedies of all time were the old Abrams Zucker movies, like Airplane 2, Hot Shots Part 2, the Naked Gun movies.
Those were.
I like the new one too by the guys from Lonely Island.
Yeah, I didn't. Did you like it?
It was not as good as the old ones, but it was fine.
I didn't. It was alright. But
they're in the same vein of the parody movies.
Yeah, like Meet the Spartans is a movie. That's a movie you could potentially enjoy. I know, right? There's a whole era of them where they can make it cheap, make fun of other IPs, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And that died down after Scary Movie 5.
Yeah. So, yeah, they learned their lesson.
Yeah, they learned their lesson, yeah. My favorite one was Love Movie, where they made fun of like all the romantic comedies. They had like Lily from from How I Met Your Mother, and she was just like,
Alyssa Hannigan.
Yeah.
No.
She was the one who stuck a flute in her pussy in American Pie.
That's what she did at Bandcamp?
Yeah, that's what she did at Bandcamp.
Damn. Okay. That one time. All right. Yeah, so Scream 2. So I don't know where we're at in this, but essentially
7 minutes in.
So the third killing was Sarah Michelle Gellar. Is that right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So she is sober.
She dies in the sorority.
She is sober sister.
And she's at Delta Beta.
Which for me, like in the state of Alabama, they I knew this was like not in a state that is not a Bible Belt, because in the state of Alabama, if 4 women live in the same house, it's considered a brothel. I don't know if that's true. So
in Ohio too.
Yeah. So you have a room.
I can lay history facts on you.
Oh, please do.
Okay. So Miami, Ohio, where I went, go Red Hawks. Yeah, no. One of the oldest universities in the state, more than 200 years old. Ohio also had a thing about women. It was a brothel, yada yada yada. More than, I think it was at the time, 6 women who were not related. It was a brothel. So they had Western Campus, which was the women's school, and it was all, you had to drive in, whatever. And then a very important woman named Mary Lyons, who founded one of the first women's seminaries, wanted to spend that money elsewhere. She was from a wealthy family. And so they wanted to build a Mary Lyons Hall in all the public universities at the time. And they said she could not. And she goes, look, I'll give you the money for a women's dorm, but there's 2 rules. It has to be in the middle of campus so that women can get to their classes. And if they come to it, they have to be, given the same treatment as any male campus. Fine. But at the time, a women's dorm would be considered a brothel under the rule you said. So that, okay, and the state of Ohio gave an exception. You can do this, but there has to be a 6-foot-high fence put around the entire dormitory so that men cannot just come into the building.
That makes sense.
And so they agreed to this. But there was no other information. So they dug a hole around the entire building and put the fence 6 feet underground. So there was a fence, but it was buried completely. And so there's even like little slots, because there's a basement, of course, and the vents go up. And if you look down the vent holes, you can see the fence, but it's buried completely underground. And it is right in the middle of the academic quad for the
That's hilarious.
That's remarkable. Yeah.
Wait, so is what was her name? Sydney? The main character? Is she living in the sorority house that she wants to pledge, or is that
the opposite? She is not sure if she wants to pledge or not.
Right.
And so all of this stuff happens outside of her living place, is the way I understand it.
Yeah, I
like,
think so.
The sorority girls are like very much like, oh my god, we want you to be so much a part of this, and like, and they are the quintessential like bombshell types, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like. And here's the thing. Speaking of my old alma mater, before you're a freshman, you show up and you do a thing, and the parents go to stay in one dorm, and you go to the other dorm, and you walk around. And yada, yada. They schedule your freshman classes. The week before we were there, the Girls Gone Wild van was there because Miami of Ohio was considered the best party school in the country at the time. And who knows what they filmed? I've never watched a Girls Gone Wild tape because, like,
You wouldn't.
no, because I don't need to like watch things. I can just like, girl, like I score my own wild. Nor Gone Wild has been what? Girl.
I went to Club La Vila when it was like a thing. You know Club La Vila?
I do not.
Oh.
Strip club.
It was like where all of the like Panama City, like those party. It was a club. It was just a club.
It was mentioned in the Epstein files. Or?
I don't know. Probably it got closed.
Yeah, I was about to say, I don't remember. Panama City has become more family friendly.
It was just a huge club that was notorious for.
Was it the one that had a pool in it?
I don't remember.
Yeah.
But when I went, I just went with a couple of my girlfriends, and we just went to just kind of say that we had gone to Club La Vila, and there was like a room with all these little like low red couches and black lights, and they were covered in
Chloe.
glowing stains.
No, what was the stains?
I don't know, but it was weird and gross.
They were poops.
Yeah.
Just little ones.
Where were we going with this?
I don't know.
Poops.
We were talking about. So we were talking about.
the sorting
Oh my god. Okay.
Yeah.
So wait, no, stop. We went to Panama City for spring break from Miami, Ohio one time. You want to guess who I brought with me? My girlfriend,
Yeah.
Candace.
Okay.
We got married.
There.
She's pretty good.
Then.
You know, she's pretty awesome. You seen that butt? Great. We brought some friends. My buddy, Rebecca, who was my like friend of mine, lab partner. She was awesome. And then a friend I made named Vic.
You made a friend? Like,
No, she was a
Jizzed
buddy
out
of
of
mine. Like, I made a
friend.
friend.
One of
I've
his
never
ribs.
here's the thing.
It was a
my
weird-
mind is just like, I created this friend. I'm sorry.
And he was Candace's roommate's ex-boyfriend, and I was just like, because Candace was, at the time, I was hanging out with Candace and her roommate, and it was her ex-boyfriend. At one point, we were all drinking, and I pantsed her roommate, and she wasn't wearing underwear. That was very funny. But so Becca and Vic hooked up, and now they're married.
Oh.
And I was there, and it was very nice. And every so often we hang out. It's very nice. And also Matt Quinn was there because I invited him.
Nice.
Yeah, he's a good buddy. And at one point, I mean, we were 19, 20, and so we bought all the booze we could secondhand because it's hard to get booze, right?
Secondhand, you mean you had a
Someone else
a
bought
grown up
booze,
going?
Yes.
And the girls went to one of those clubs you were talking
Yeah.
about. We didn't go because we couldn't afford it. So it was just me, Vic, and Matt Quinn. And Matt Quinn, of course, just sat on the couch. And Vic and I just drank the booze because he could. And we were watching whatever was on TV, which included X-Files and like those almost documentaries that were on History Channel.
Yeah.
And the girls came back and they were very upset because they had gone out clubbing and the clubs were like, they let them in because they were, you know, hot 20-somethings, but they weren't 21. And so they got in and they had to pay extra cover. They couldn't get drinks. And so what they wanted to do was come home and have some booze. But we had not only drank all the booze, but we had gone out to the street and stolen like traffic cones, and we had just left traffic cones everywhere. And they got back, and Vic and I were in the same bed, like hanging out and almost cuddling and watching cartoons, and all the booze was gone.
And they were mad.
And they were so mad at us.
I'm sure when I went that.
Were you 21 though?
No,
Yeah.
but I'm sure that I didn't have any problem getting drinks.
I mean,
Because you were cute, right?
Yeah, I actually did have a bad experience. So I had a guy that was like talking to me, and then he just randomly tried to kiss me, and I had to like push him off me, and like I was like, no, thank you.
being a girl,
Being a girl,
Well, okay, so you can get lots of drinks, but you also get people who just try to kiss you out of nowhere.
There were 2 instances where I've been around. I was roofied, and a buddy of mine was roofied. So,
how do you end up getting roofied?
So,
have you seen his ass?
So I remember I was walking. So every Wednesday and Friday was karaoke at the local bar, and your boy was always going there. And
I also used to love to go to karaoke
and
night.
Then Wednesday nights
at a honky tonk.
Yeah, and then on Wednesday nights it's $15 fish bowls, and I would give him a 20. I said keep the change, and the fish bowl was just fine. Anyways, one Wednesday night, a girl was like, "Hey, I'm leaving early. I just bought this drink. Do you want it?" I'm like, "Yeah, I want this drink. It's free." I drank the drink, and then and I remember this specifically because like I was just like, I had a good meal, I had everything. One drink does not get me this fucked up. When I say I'm profusely sweating,
yeah,
I'm just like I don't feel good.
Yeah.
I feel
wrong.
I feel wrong. And then I tell my buddy, "Hey, can you get me back home? I'm only in the bar for 30 minutes. Like I didn't, and then I don't remember half the night." And I'm like, "What the fuck's going on?" And so the next week I go to the bar again. It was after a football game, and then
the same bar.
We only had 2 bars in our small little local town. The same watering holes, and then one of he was actually a bridesmaid / groomsman, the really tall black guy. We knew him mutually. He had gotten a drink, and again from a girl that was leaving, and he drank it, and then I had to carry his ass home. And I'm like, what are these drinks? Who are these bartenders? And we found out that one of the bartenders was actually roofing girls. Yeah. So it's insane.
It reminds me of there's this one episode, it's this one scene in Top Gear where they do this Africa challenge where they get Chevy cars drive across.
The first one, yeah.
But Richard Hammond goes, "I think I forgot to take my malaria pill today. If I were a teen girl, I'd get pregnant a lot." Like, it's just the idea that like he doesn't think about
it. Yeah.
I've never been roofied, but like at one point people were buying me drinks because I mean, look at this like hot slab of man meat. And then I would go, we would go, there was a bar called Uptown East, whatever. But they would do this, 80s night. And then, they would just play 80s songs and we danced around, whatever. And then it became 90s songs because we're old. But there were a few other women there who would buy me drinks and Candace was there and she thought it was very funny that other people would buy me drinks. And it was just like,
my husband had a similar.
Looking back, it's just one of those things.
Yeah.
It's just no,
I take full advantage of that in Atlanta. It's not ladies, it's guys.
Yeah, well, that's what I was gonna say. Guys. Is my husband had a similar experience when he was taken to a gay bar.
Yeah.
By a girlfriend of his and a friend who is a girl who was not his girlfriend and it was before we were dating or anything, but she took him to the gay bar and she was like, he's straight, and he's like all night it was like he was a celebrity, guys were just all over him.
I've had many people of the LGBTQA plus community tell me, again, it's that earnest quality in me.
Yeah.
I was like, I can flip you. Like that kind and someone told me this. And I've gotten free drinks. I've gotten free pancakes. We were at Snooze. At Snooze.
You never know what's gonna win somebody over.
He was like, I got. It's like, and here's the thing. I'm not used to people hitting on me, let alone guys hitting on me. So I'm like, oh, thanks, bro. It's just that sort of thing.
I had a guy get mad at me because I went to Destin for my bachelorette party, and my friends had gotten me a little sash, and so we were out at a club, and it was just me and my friends, and this guy came over, and he looked like Vin Diesel, and he got
his bald head all over your bitty bits.
No, he got me a shot, and I'm not really good with shots. It's like a It's like some kind of aversion that I have. So anyway, I took a sip.
Yeah.
I don't even know what it was, and I drank half of it. And he was like, "You got to be kidding me!" And he left. You got mad because I couldn't just actually take the whole shot.
Oh my god. Okay, so I could tell an embarrassing story like that. No,
That was embarrassing for him.
I'm sorry, I've been burping and this water.
no, you have to edit this shit, not me. So it's similar but different. My buddy Patrick got married. I was a groomsman, and I was the only one who was put together. So he asked me to be his best man. Okay.
Cool.
And so we planned a bachelor party, and it was the first one I had planned out of, God, I've been a groomsman or best man 13, 14 times.
Wow.
And so it was like the first one. And it was right out of high school. He must have met the woman his first year of college and whatever. So we did, and I only mention that because we didn't have a lot of money. And so we started at a friend's house so we could grill out and hang out at the pool and have a few drinks. Then we went to the strip club, and then we went to another place to just hang out and watch movies, right? So I was the one staying sober because I was the one who was driving. And so, they wanted to buy me drinks, and they were all drunk. So I'm like, look, give me a beer. I can sip on a beer for an hour and a half, and then we'll be fine. So we went to a very large, a very important, I don't say important, a very prominent strip club in downtown Atlanta.
Magic City, Cheetah,
The Cheetah. It was a Cheetah. And
Claremont
so
Lounge.
what I'm doing is I'm sitting at the bar because I need to sip on some Coke and watch everyone else because they're getting drunk, and I have to get them to the third location, and I'm the driver because, again, this is right out of college and no one has money, so we don't have a limo where you are. And so apparently while I'm doing the scheming and keeping out the checks and keeping care of stuff, everyone's like, we need to get Nick a stripper. Okay, fine. I'm 6'5". They find this woman who must be 5 foot even, who has had all of the breast surgery you can imagine, because these breasts,
put a light under it, it glows.
you didn't need the light. They were
Chernobyl
east-sized boobies on a woman who was 5'1", and they were just pow straight out. And
So the
and
surgery.
you said they needed a light. No. The veins and everything were just standing out, and she's like, hello. And I'm like,
Hi.
hi. And they're like, I am here for you. And I'm like, your neck is turning and your boobs are not. And it's very much like, and they're like, and my buddy Jamie puts his hand on my shoulder, is like, we know you like gigantimous gazungas. And I'm like, thanks, buddy. Oh my god, it was just one of those. Did you ever get a Christmas gift that meant so much to the person who gave it?
It's like the little boy opening the Christmas present, and he's like,
Nintendo.
no, it's like he's a little boy and he's very sweet and he doesn't want to hurt anybody's feelings, and they wrap an avocado and they give it to him and he says, thanks, avocado, and then he just slowly sets it to the side.
Oh, no.
Well, again, I'm sure she was working through nursing school, and I have
Nursing
nothing to say
something.
about her. It's just,
You ever look her up?
Sometimes, you can use your bosoms as a balcony for something, but usually you need a halter top of some sort. I could have signed a check. Anyway.
Scream. Okay, I guess we
What
haven't.
are we talking about?
We're talking about Scream 2. We haven't really talked about the deaths, which all are kind of fucked up. But I do want to talk about this film theory class that.
Oh my god.
Yeah. So
AP sequels?
so essentially after the hearings of the first
I've got
murder,
it, by the way.
What was that?
That's what they keep saying. I've got it, by the way.
What do you mean? I'm confused now.
The teacher who doesn't matter, Professor Dipshit.
Right.
And they're talking about a sequel's
Critical
never as
bit.
good
Yeah,
as the
yeah, yeah.
original movie. And he goes, I've got it, by the way. And they start mentioning sequels.
Yeah.
Right.
But in the class, though, this is kind of cool because, when you talk about characters, my man Dawson's Creek actually was
Josh
in,
Jackson?
Josh
Jackson.
Josh Jackson was in
And I thought
he's from The Affair. I've been telling everybody to watch The Affair, and nobody has watched it for me yet.
He's in Little Fires Everywhere with he's in
The Affair.
And
do you know what he was in previous episodes?
D2, the Mighty Ducks.
D1 and D2. Yeah.
So, I mean, in this film theory class, you that's when you first see, Joshua Jackson, Timothy Olyphant, Jackson, Jamie Kennedy, and they're talking about the sequel. There was like, the second one's supposed to be bigger, better, more blood, yada yada yada. But Sydney's character was actually looking out for Jamie character. I think his name's Randy, his character, because they were from the same hometown and from the stab too.
Dude, this is rough, man. You high school girlfriends and boyfriends. I've had some who I know they've gotten married. Don't chase them. It's so rough. Like chasing your girlfriend to college, or vice versa.
And I guess they get out of the class and they're discussing then, and I guess we get to meet Sydney's new boyfriend, played by my boy Jerry O'Connell, which.
Pretty good in this.
He's awesome. I don't know if you guys ever watched Sliders.
Sliders,
I used to love that
show. What was that kangaroo one? Not Kangaroo Jack. Kangaroo Jack. I love me some Jerry. He's actually Sheldon's older brother in The Big Bang Theory.
I have no complaints about him. He makes a good red herring character a lot.
Yeah. Another, I would say an honorable mention is her name is. If y'all will watch the rest of the development, her actor name is Portia. She's married to Ellen.
Portia de la Rossi.
Yeah. When I first saw her, I recognized her voice, and I'm like, who is that? And then I really looked into her. I was like, oh, that's you're Portia.
Yeah, I actually liked her in Better Off Ted, an old.
Oh yeah,
great show.
Yeah.
Incredible
I love that show.
Yeah, I mean, I
rewatch that whole thing every couple of years. Like it's such a good show.
Yeah, I need to revisit it.
Arrested Development is one of those shows. I watched the first 3 seasons before they did the remake because it's just
the Netflix stuff sucks.
I mean, I have a theory about that. We'll talk about that later. But yeah, it's
we usually delay stuff on this.
Right. I'm just trying to go towards Scream. So David Arquette, Dewey's character, he returns and things are kind of.
I mean, you can edit this out. You want to guess how long we've been talking?
58 minutes.
About
yeah. And now we're getting to. We haven't gotten to the second killing. Okay, let's do this. Second killing. So basically, there's a sorority house, and Buffy is staying there because she's Sober's sister. And then she gets a phone call, very much so like in the first Scream movie. And he's like, "What are you doing? You like scary movies?"
And she's like willing to talk to him, which I was thinking about this. This was like a weird '90s thing where.
Right. When did Caller ID come out?
They talk about it because Jada Pinkett Smith, she's like Star 69 him.
Yeah, Star 69.
And like, well, you can't because he's Star 67 to you.
Interesting.
Which are things that existed.
Yeah, those used to be things.
Dear children.
And they live in my brain, and this is why I can't remember my husband's phone number. But
I can't remember. I know my wife's number either.
No, I actually know Chris's.
770.
No, don't say it. Don't say the phone number. But I learned it.
He remembers his phone number.
I only learned it because we had
8675309
because we had babies, and I had to know his number in an emergency if there was some reason, like when we were like having babies.
Right.
I was like, I need to
call your husband.
Have it. Yeah.
Yeah. I need to do that too. Yeah.
But what were we talking about?
Scream. Which is
we were talking about she's like oddly willing to talk to this guy. Like she settles in. She's like, yeah, ASL.
She thinks that she's talking to drunk people because that's like her social
I think she thinks at first it's not her boyfriend, but like someone else's boyfriend.
Well, but even I recall as a teenager in that kind of same time frame that if you got a wrong number, sometimes you would like chat with the person
out.
Or one time I had the weirdest thing where a lady called me and then got mad that I wasn't who she thought she was calling. And I was like, look, lady, like I'm not whoever this is, like, and we hung up, and then she called me back and she's like, well, I have this number, and I was like, no, this is my number.
Do you pick up random calls? Do y'all pick up random calls?
Not anymore.
Okay,
not anymore. But like back then you did.
There was a whole Cat Williams
it's dementia,
joke.
Man.
There was a Cat Williams joke, difference between like black people and white people, and essentially when they pick up the phone, when black people pick up the phone, he was like, who the fuck's this? It was like, no, and like they would hang up.
white people, when they would pick up the phone, he'd be like, well, what'd you call? No, this is 337. Well, why don't you call back and we'll try to make it back again? I'm like, interesting. Because like I would, even now, possible scam, sometimes I'll just pick up just to fuck with them so they don't call me back.
Yeah.
But there's too much AI around to make it.
I know. It could.
No, my father-in-law like texts the people who text him like no, fuck off. I'm like, no, guys, it's computers, man.
Now they have your number as a
They
responding.
know there's a person.
Yeah.
Louis Reese-Dreyfus from the NRC always hits me up about some shit. So
No.
Wait, what?
it's I went to a
NRC? What's the NRC?
the National Rifles. No wait.
No, that's NRA.
No, what is NRC?
And you're talking about the lady from Seinfeld, right?
No, yes.
No.
Oh, we're talking about Scream 2.
No, yeah, we're talking about Scream 2. Okay. Talks to Ghostface, and then essentially what happens is that
She finds out he's inside the house.
he gets inside the house.
She hears him upstairs, so
Hears-
she goes outside.
They go through 15 stories as she's throwing everything living and possible into his face. She gets stabbed 3 times, and then she gets thrown out the balcony.
Over the balcony.
Fuck.
Yeah. She's dead.
Yeah, and for me, I'm like, again, I love doing movies for the podcast because sometimes I'll just go into them not knowing what it is. And I had no idea what this movie was. And I thought she was going to be a main character because of how popular
She is.
Buffy was. And then she's like the third person that gets killed.
Well,
and then you just think everybody's going to die.
Well, and I will say, the talky talk in this movie is too much talky talk, but the kills are generally pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, no, I mean that. And, like, Dewey should have died, but his death is pretty good. And, like, I mean, we can rush through a bunch of these, but, like, she dies because she's a sober sister. So then we cut to the sorority party and the sorority / fraternity party. There's a bunch of goings on there. I mean, there's not a lot to mention here, but the problem with the Kevin Williamson-ness of it all is everyone has a snappy snap dialogue. And in the first movie, the whole idea was that no one has done this before. But now we're post Kevin Smith, we're post the first Scream movie, and so everyone's used to the snappy snack Kevin Williamson, Quentin Tarantino, Kevin Smith dialogue. And so in my head it just feels lazy.
Yeah.
But if you guys enjoyed it, I'm not trying to diminish it. It's just that since I'm the only one who saw the prequel, it just feels like this is very much a sequel. And they make fun of the fact that it's a sequel. So I will ask you, because they asked in class, can anyone tell me a sequel that you liked more than the original?
Mm-hmm.
What?
Well, I won't say the movies they mentioned. They mentioned
Lion King
Godfather.
2, Simba's Pride.
There we go.
They do bring up Empire Strikes Back.
Empire Strikes Back.
But that's the third of a trilogy. I'm like, fuck you. That's a better sequel.
For me, I mean, personally, Rush Hour 2. That was a great.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. They mentioned Godfather Part 2, but I prefer the first one.
They mentioned Aliens.
Aliens.
Which is a better one.
Terminator Judgment Day, sure.
Which they said, like, fine if you like Cameron.
Right.
Which is fuck you.
Inside Out 2. That was dope. Let's see.
I got it, by the way.
Inside Out 2?
Yeah.
Like the hard copy
They keep
physical
saying
copy?
I got it, by the way. I will also say every Bond movie is better than the first one, Dr. No.
That's, yeah.
But also, I don't know what the professor's plan was for that day, the lecture was, but like, apparently it just became AP sequels all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Like, it's just so funny. And then all of a sudden they're like, you know what? Silent or a Scary Movie 2 better than the first one.
I agree. That's a good
Like
one.
Naked Gun 33 1/3 is better than the original. What about the second one? The second
This
one.
is the part that confuses. This is the part that confuses me when you speak about movies and sequels and pre-sequels and things like that. A sequel is number 2, right? And then when the 3 comes out, oh, it's a sequel of number 2. But no, it's a threequel.
The threequel. It is.
But it's not a sequel to the second one. But they always say that.
No, you're right. Nor we should rewrite all of them. We should burn the fucking shit down.
All right.
No, I will also just say, at the end of the day, the idea that half of this movie is debating whether or not a sequel exists, this might be the most. How about this? This is the closest to a vanity project we've done, because like it's so simple that like Wes Craven's is like, but what if we made fun of more sequel? And it's just, maybe it's because he lost the rights to do the Freddy Krueger sequel, so they paid him for the character, but nothing else. But it's just so funny, like, the whole time they're just making fun of, like we haven't even mentioned it, but there's this, like, camera guy who shows up to help Gail film stuff.
Which, he's also a friend of Tupac's, and, that's a whole messy situation. I think he was more so the token of that, because he was like,
Sure.
we ain't getting out of here, shit, brah. And I'm like, come on, dude.
So he very much is like, if he had ended the line like "word to your mother," like,
I was like, I would have been
it's that
surprised.
black guy.
Yeah, it's like, I'm not built for this shit. But the other black character, I'm not Jada Pinkett.
Omar Epps.
Not Omar Epps. The
the actual character.
Elsa Neal
the girl,
Haley,
her friend.
Her friend. Like, I loved her.
She was great.
She was great.
And we've done.
I thought she had a. Well, we gotta go through.
No,
this.
I was just gonna mention we did Freddy versus Jason. It's a similar character when Freddy goes, "How sweet dark meat," which is weird, but it's the same sassy black kind of character, and it's very 1998. The problem is Neve Campbell leads immediately to her death.
And her death is funny.
Campy. Yeah. Even Savannah laughed out loud. It's like, this dude just popped out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And I do want to talk before that, because like in order of the kill. So Cece from the roof, and then old boy Jamie Kennedy. So I think him, David Arquette's character, Courtney Cox's character, they're trying to find this kill.
Is he the film?
The film
kid,
guy.
Film
Yeah. So like
with the goatee.
Ghostface, he's getting a call on his cell phone, and they're trying to find this person, and he lures him to the van. And I think this was the most gruesome kill. In my opinion.
It's rough.
Yeah,
you know?
like in a van, getting stabbed.
Well, yes. So I was gonna say the roughest
No.
kill for me is Dewey getting stabbed in the sound studio, but he lives, so it doesn't really count.
I think the cop, but I mean that's not.
Yeah, Dewey, the cop, the guy
cops,
who's
yeah.
killed in the.
No, I'm talking about the cop on the car. With
That was yes.
No,
But-
with the pipe and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah, no,
but
that was
that wasn't Ghostface technically.
No, I
mean, he's driving the
which
car.
will come. So it was Randy, the two cops, and then
I thought that was a neat scene where he's on the phone and he's trying to keep him on the phone so everybody can look at people nearby that are on phones. I thought that was neat.
That was pretty cool. And then when he finally gets grabbed, but yeah, when Ghostface to the two cops, that was pretty gruesome. But that whole interaction where her and Haley, Sydney and Haley, are in the back of the cop car and they're trying to leave.
That's a rough scene.
That is a rough scene.
Yeah.
And I really wanted her to pull out. So the end up happening was like both doors were locked. They were pinned down. They had to go through the barrier and basically crawl over Ghostface.
Over his lap.
Over his lap. And to get it. And out of all
Very
that.
tense.
Very tense. And from all that, Haley still gets killed.
He comes out from behind a thing.
Nowhere, yeah.
Because somehow he gets out of the car without making any sound.
We figure out later.
Yeah. Well, and then...
So, do you want to spoil?
Well, okay, so I think I'll put this to the plot. Sydney's having trust issues or everything.
With
She's
her
getting
boyfriend.
deja vu.
Yeah.
Jerry had given
She
her...
thinks he's being suspicious.
Right, because in the previous movie, I assume was it her boyfriend that was a killer?
Yes.
Okay. And so Jerry had given her, it's a term in the sororities, your letters. That means I'm going to be forever and ever.
Yes.
And he had a whole
It's
Jerry
a necklace
Maguire.
with the Greek song.
Right, and then the fraternity was giving him shit, and so basically the term is called getting treed, where you just get him drunk, whatever.
So he gets crucified.
basically.
Right?
Except in a cool
Basically.
90s way, so
Right.
they call it treeing.
And so this is the part where I had to rewind, flip it, go back, follow the details, everything. So, Sydney escapes. Somehow they end up back in the movie theater, and then the actual theater.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Into which Jerry comes down from being crucified, and then Ghostface comes out of nowhere.
Can I help?
Sure.
Jerry, she's in a play. We should mention. So he's in a play.
That was also the weirdest scene in the movie
That was the
because
scariest one.
I paused. But hang on, because like I, have a job and kids and whatever. So I was watching this on my phone as per usual, and I paused it, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna pick it up while I'm cooking dinner, So I get back and then I happened to play it right when the play
theater
scene
scene,
started,
yeah.
and they're like, it's like a musical, and I was like, what
fuck's going
movie?
on
And I had
here?
to check. I was like, let me make sure I turned the right movie back on.
I had to pause it, make sure it was
Yeah.
too. Yeah. But no,
I mean,
that
it's
scene
rough.
where Ghostface is like right there. That shit's like, I was like, oh fuck, like that scared me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, and just again to follow up for a second, they're doing a play with Cassandra, and we're not exactly sure what play they're doing, but like, you know,
Some Shakespeare thing.
yeah. I mean,
I thought it was
Cassandra
like
shows
a
up.
Greek something. I don't
Well,
know.
Cassandra shows up in Virgil and Homer, and Seneca. So I think the play they're doing technically is Agamemnon, which is Seneca's play, but like it's the old like Greco-Roman like masks and
Yeah.
everything, and David Warner is the director, but it's also like a college play with the highest budget we've ever seen.
Yeah, it is very well produced, this play.
Yeah.
Also, apparently they have real stone walls, which we'll find out about later.
Maybe.
And it's so much like, and Cassandra is supposed to be the priestess who's supposed to tell us like prophecies. Like this becomes so pretentious.
Yeah.
And at one point, like she's overwhelmed by the fact that there's these masked people who are harassing her.
Yeah.
And David Warner's like, but the play must go on. You're just like, and it's as though like he's like sunk his own money into it. Like it's very intense.
I think he did.
No, yeah, he did.
And like, and we should also mention just for half a second, Gail Weathers has of course written the book that became the movie, and so
Yeah.
she shows up the second there's murders because
With the original suspect, Ray Donovan's character,
Yeah.
who was falsely accused.
Liv
the
Schreiber.
actor is
Liev
Liev Schreiber,
Schreiber,
and his
yeah, my
name is
bad.
Cotton. Which, by the way, in the first movie, if you have not seen the first movie, which you haven't, he has barely a line. He just, like in this movie, shows up at the wrong place. He's big and like intimidating, and he has the voice that could narrate a Ken Burns documentary,
Anything.
which he did. Delightful. I like Liam Schreiber.
I love him.
Like he's great, but the whole like onus of this is that he like. I'm a big dude. I am. And it'd be just me like to go up to Keiko with like, tell them I didn't do it! And everyone looks at me like, why
You're
did you
insane.
threaten
Yeah.
that?
Yeah.
Why did you threaten that lovely young woman who's half your size?
Yeah.
And he's like, and at one point, literally, he has blood on his
Yeah.
hand. He's like, I was trying to save someone. And she's like, no.
No, it's not
shit."
convincing. But and then I guess she runs out, goes to
Pick your scene. We have.
there's so many.
Wait,
there's so
you're
many.
no. I think you've missed a lot there.
No, no, because after her and Ray Donovan interact,
But he's got blood-covered hands.
Dewey's blood.
What do
Because-
you want to talk about?
No, but we've skipped the scene where Monica from Friends
Her
Gail.
witnesses
right, Dewey.
It's a stupid
Dewey
name.
being killed.
Right.
What happens with Weather? Gales. She's Gail Weathers.
Yeah, that's dumb.
leaves. She leaves.
Thank
She leaves. She goes into that hallway. Ray, hair, bloody hands.
Yeah,
I
but
didn't do anything.
Okay,
Am I missing?
we were
something?
talking about
No.
the play.
I just wanted to catch up a bunch of stuff
Okay,
because
gotcha.
we're all good. The play's going on. She freaks out. She runs away.
Right.
And at that point, David Warner's just like, but the play must go on. Like he's Kite Man from that Harley Quinn show.
Kite Man.
So what else is going on? You already mentioned that Sarah Michelle Gellar is the single lady at the sorority party. Those people die.
All right, perfect.
She gets thrown from the window, which causes the cops to show up.
I mean, she put the alarm, and then she gets stopped, and then she throws her.
Yeah, she does. She ends up bloody on the street. And it's very much like the end of the first Scream movie where the Fonz gets killed and they all go to
Wait,
see-
Harry Winkler was in the first Scream movie.
He was the principal. And
need to
he
watch
gets
this movie.
killed and hung from
Oh my God,
the uprights at the football field.
Harry Winkler.
Yeah, Henry. And when they
Harry Winkler is?
and so they're all at a party, and at the end of the party, they're like, "Hey, the principal's been killed," and so they all leave, and that's what lends to the end of the movie. And so that happens early, where they all go to see what the cops are looking at. That's what's going on there.
Oh yeah, and they were oddly excited. they were like, something's happening over on the other
Because
place.
it's a sequel to the first.
Yeah.
Anyway. And so at this point, a bunch of people have died. That's all I wanted to bring up.
Yep.
Around here, they're in the quad, and the killer calls.
That's Harry Winkler.
Yeah.
Oh.
And one of the janitor played by Wes Craven is wearing a Freddy Krueger sweater.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
No, that's in the original.
Oh.
Yeah, they're in the quad, and Jamie Oliver gets a call that is a threatening call as the killer.
Oh, okay.
And so they run around the quad looking for him, right? And that's when essentially the plot kind of, I don't want to say falls apart, but now everyone is separate, and then we're going to start killing
Yeah,
people.
everybody just dies individually.
Because, like, at this point, someone gets, Jamie Kennedy gets killed in the van, right?
Yep.
The news van.
Mm-hmm.
The news guy who was just hired because he was a local guy on the set,
Yeah.
right?
You start to suspect him for a second.
We suspect him for half a second, but then he quits,
Yeah.
right? Sydney gets freaked out, runs away, and at this point, Dewey and Courtney Cox's Gail start hooking up.
They have a
make
weird, make out
out.
scene.
Which at this point, I just have to remember,
They're married.
they're married, so they actually have chemistry, which is funny because no one else has chemistry.
Yeah, no,
in
they
this
had
whole
great
movie.
chemistry.
But also, it was like, I'm going to insult you. I was masturbating thinking about you, and she's like, that was Jennifer Aniston's body. And he's like, you're hotter.
Did you get the milk?
Yeah. But they go to they're trying to watch film. They realize that the killer must have been in all of the shots because whoever the killer is, they believe
He's always
been
close
seeing
by.
everything.
Yeah.
So they start watching the footage, and they can't find an open AV studio. But then they go to this lecture hall.
They can't find a VCR.
It's 1998. You know how much those cost? Like literally tens of dollars.
I actually like that scene because it very reminiscent of like high school VHSs and just like the stand where you gotta
Like the TV on the
TV, yeah,
rolling cart.
right.
I think we all have like a little pang of joy
Well,
when we see
exactly
a TV on a
right.
rolling cart. Yeah.
And I was thinking of you specifically
Thank
because
you.
like as a teacher,
I was thinking of you too.
you've seen the development from the projectors to the Oregon Trails to
How
the
old am
DVD.
Well,
But no, but even
do you
right
know?
now-
Do you know what kids have now?
What's up?
Tickety talks.
In my kids' classrooms, they have a giant TV, like that kind of TV that's touch screen, and that's what they like. They
use and stuff,
yeah, that's like
Well, like
the
my-
projector, and
You're in
they
the bougiest
play movies.
district.
My senior year is when they started introducing smart boards.
They gave it to me first.
They gave it to you first, but then what happened to like it wasn't really a thing anymore.
It was because, well, we can get into that later.
You know what? When I was in the second grade, my teacher, on Halloween, she dressed up like a witch, and she
She's a witch. A witch.
we had an old, like the old fashioned kind of projector. Did you ever
Yeah,
use
there's
those?
one with the slide. And,
Transparency.
Yeah, it's
transparency
like
with
clear
marker.
and
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
reflects. So she made witch's brew on the projector. So
Oh,
she
that's
had like
so
a clear
cool.
glass, and she put like drops of food coloring in, and it was like woo,
That's
and she
really
dropped
cool.
and she
Those things
mixed
are
it up,
Fucking expensive.
and
as we heard.
it was like, I mean, obviously I still remember like.
Really?
no.
No, dude.
And it was so cool, and like these kids will never know
They'll
something
never
like
know.
that.
No, because like when I first started teaching a million years ago, Nora reminded me how old I am.
2007.
You've seen every kind
No,
of
even-
technology.
No, I have one available to me that I use.
no,
once
but
or
even
twice.
you as a student, as an elementary
he's just
student,
saying you've lived through it.
you've seen every
how I learned
variation,
math,
right?
yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
abacuses.
My favorite scene in
we didn't use
Apollo
those.
13 is when they tried to turn it on and it didn't work, so he kicked it aside and he just wrote it on the wall. Like, no, dude, I remember the
Right.
teacher like, shit, like they had to do math for realsies.
Yeah, you had to handwrite it on the
Yeah,
projector.
I have vis-a-vis markers, man. I know exactly what it is.
That's crazy.
Lady friend.
So what is it like now? Like the TV thing?
It's all on my computer,
Okay. Interesting.
and like it plugs into a thing that's like you can touch screen.
Do you do PowerPoint?
I do the PowerPoints because I can predict them. You never know.
That's a
what
good.
kids
No,
will
I
say.
no. That's the same way at work. I know what the next slide is. And it's like, and and such and such and such and such and thinking of that. Boom, right there. I know exactly.
Although I have to say, as a man who's over 40, remember it's a slide deck for younger kids.
Oh yeah.
Not a PowerPoint.
All right, well, let's Scream. God, that's almost midnight.
Really?
Yeah, they don't say slide.
My
They say-
8-year-old loves PowerPoint.
Yeah, but they call it PowerPoint or slide.
He calls it PowerPoint.
He's a loser.
It might just be because I taught him that, though. I probably ruined him for life.
Because like in Canva and other stuff, they call it a slide deck.
Well, we told him he had to do a presentation, and he was like, "Do I get to do it on PowerPoint?" And I was like, "Yeah."
All right, let's wrap this shit up. They
Anyway.
they go to the recording studio and they're watching shit and they're like, "Oh my god, this isn't stuff we filmed."
Looking for murderers turns me on.
and they start making out like pretty hard, and you're
Yeah.
like, "This is a 1998 Courtney Cox. I get it." And then you're like, "This is a 1998."
David Arquette.
He's fine.
What was his claim to fame?
I'm better than him. Keiko's still shaking her head, but I know I'm right.
So they
It could have been
kiss.
David Schwimmer.
Yeah, I don't see the David Arquette thing.
They fell in love. Maybe he has a huge penis.
That could be it too.
Yeah, but they got divorced.
Maybe it got smaller.
Money, because she got rich. She was getting 1 million episodes on Friends.
Yeah.
But she's like a lady billionaire.
Anyway, so they saw footage that she didn't film, and then she realizes that it's footage from all of the
And,
murders.
and then she starts running from Ghostface, and then he's like, "Hello? Hello? Hello?" And then he gets super killed.
Yeah, that was. You're right. That was pretty gruesome. Oh, and then she runs out, sees Ray Donovan, goes to the payphone, then cut to Sydney, and then
And she sees
Yeah.
it, and she goes and she says it's Cotton.
right.
Because he's covered in blood,
Yeah.
and he says it's because he tried to save what's his name.
Dewey.
Now we should just mention, Ray Donovan is in the first movie.
I love how you say.
Okay, fine. Liev Schreiber. Liev Schreiber is in the first movie for like a skibbity second. But very early on, they're convinced he's the killer, and they say in this movie he's in jail for a year, which doesn't fit with the rest of the first movie, but whatever. And what he wants is to clear his name, because even apparently in Gale Weathers' book, he's not depicted as guilty, but he's depicted as kind of blah.
Yeah.
And even Dewey in the book, who is kind of a hero in the first movie, but not really. He tries to save the day and fails. She depicts him as kind of dumb and doopy, right?
Dewey.
And so the whole thing is that Gale is trying. I should look it up because they're referencing an actual thing. Sorry, I apologize. My brain failed for
This
a
is
second.
gonna be fun to edit.
Okay, so what they're referencing is a book called Helter Skelter by Vincent Bugliosi, who was the defense attorney, not the defense attorney, the prosecutor against Charles Manson. And the whole thing is super over the top, hyperbolic. He's the scum of the fucking earth. The guy was from Jersey and he was out here. But that's what it's supposed to be that they're making fun of. That Dewey is not was not a failed hero. He didn't try to save the day. He's super incompetent. Liev Schreiber's character is not guilty. He's just kind of dumb and dopey and just got in the way. That's what Bugliosi's book is about. And again, you should listen to it if you can find the audiobook, because it's also someone from South Jersey's okay, so Charlie Manson was a douchebag. But that's what her book is supposed to be. And they even reference other killers the entire time, like Dahmer and Bundy. This is kind of like a who's who before true crime came back as a podcast. And that's what they're kind of having fun with, I feel like. And so when they get through these scenes, it is over the top. It is silly. It is dopey and dumb and whatever it is. And I think that's what they're having fun with. I know I went off on a tangent here, but
there was some philosophical importance of persons you wanted.
No, you'll edit it when you listen to it and you're like, damn, he was
on 2 times speed.
Oh, girl.
Sometimes I hope some of the jokes don't over it, but yeah.
Don't worry, I'll help.
Thanks.
Perfect.
Sometimes I listen for my cue.
Don't worry, this
like I will.
kick in soon.
I know not to edit something out and just like nor edit this out kind of thing.
I know, I've been doing it for years.
So okay, so Dewey dies.
Dewey done did it.
No. And then Sydney goes back to the theater because I guess it's her safe haven. I don't know exactly why she went back. Oh, she gets the call. And then she goes up and then she sees her boyfriend, Jerry O'Connell, and she's like...
winds him down from...
Well, he appears down from the banister.
Well, in 4 seconds here, he gave her the fraternity
His letters.
thing. Yeah. And so because of that, the whole tradition is you don't give them away. And apparently crucifixion is the punishment, which is a lot. But there's this like sorority/fraternity party where everyone was dancing around. He was essentially tied to a cross. Again, it's a lot, but they just got him drunk and wrote all over him, which is what you do to drunk people. Mm-hmm. But then the killer put him as part of the Cassandra play.
Yeah, that's the part that I had to rewind over and over again. This whole
because the last bit makes zero to no sense.
Yeah, it happened so fast. So it turns out to be. Should I spoil it? Can I say it?
Dude, the movie, we've been talking about it for 6 days.
Okay, so the actual killer turns out to be Timothy Olyphant's character, who
is their sort of
friend,
adjacent friend.
He was in the film class and things like that. He was there in the cafeteria when he went all Top Gun.
And they even have the line like, "You do realize that this is the sequel, so it could be 2 again."
Yeah,
and we just
and this is the part where I had to rewind it because I'm gonna pay attention. He was like, "Jerry, it's all coming together." He was mind fucking Sydney to believe that her boyfriend was the actual killer, but
well, no, not that he was the actual killer, but that they were a pair, a duo of killers.
Which is the first movie,
right?
And then Jerry starts to like freak out and say, "No, obviously I'm not. I'm just Jerry O'Connell." Mm-hmm. And then
she gets the gun and she shoots him.
No.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Shoots him.
And he goes, "You did not believe your boyfriend."
You have trust issues, yeah. And then...
Because it's all snappy snap dialogue, man. It's like Dr. Phil could have written this shit, right?
And then
you think for half a second it's Courtney's character.
Courtney Cox walks in and she's like, "You're the partner?"
Yep.
And then behind Courtney Cox walks in Aunt Jackie.
A random... Was she in the first movie?
No, she was not. Courtney Cox was, and Jackie was not. And then all of a sudden we have more twists and turns and wild things.
And then they explain that Aunt Jackie is actually Billy's
mom
from the first movie.
Who's the killer of the first movie. It was his mom, just without like 60 pounds and having had a ton of plastic surgery.
Which is something they referenced earlier. Because they said in the first Friday the 13th movie, it wasn't Jason, it was his mother. And so here we have the mother. Don't think too hard. I'm not. This movie, every step of the way, they're like, "Do you remember?" And this is the wet fart again. Like,
yeah, because it made no and that's why I probably took for it that her in those scenes she was building it up.
To be like, "You're the mother," and everyone's like, gasp. And then no one got it, so they had to tell Liev Schreiber, "You're the mother?" Right? Like,
and that story is dope because he went to Timothy Olyphant, so we've been playing this for a long. Apparently, she had found him in a psycho theater
forum,
paid for his,
which I guess they had back then in the 90s.
Paid for all his tuition. Like the plan was to get him close to Sydney. Buddy paid for his whole tuition to do all this scheme to get revenge.
But he had a plan that he was going to plead that
sanity,
that violence in films drove him to
and they
crazy.
even reference gore, right? Elizabeth, yeah, like it's just very much like. And again, I hate this. I hate this so much because this movie got it right, even though I don't like this movie.
Right.
Because when Columbine happened the next year.
Columbine was the next year?
And they blame Marilyn Manson and the video game Doom and scary movies. And, like, none of that was right. And the whole thing is, like, look, man, little kids should not watch slashers, but to quote the first movie, movies don't create killers. Movies make killers more creative. And that's literally the last thing that Lars Ulrich or whatever tells Sydney before the end of the movie. Like, movies don't create psychos. Movies make psychos more creative. And it's such an interesting line because we're watching a horror movie. And in this, it's just a wet fart of an ending. Like the thesis of this movie is, I could make more money with the sequel, so the sequel should suck. And again, Craven wins because he made money off a shitty sequel, if I may. So at the end, we throw our fists in the air because the killer is dead. Like,
and they get extra, and then we missed there's a huge theater themed fight scene where
where they go back and forth.
The main character
the fake rock, which is really the real rocks.
Yeah, the fake rocks, and she's like shaking the thunder plate.
Yeah, that scene where she's using the axe to cut down things from the banister.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not gonna pick at it because like I was a theater tech as well. You don't know what.
I mean, it's a hell of a plan.
It's a hell of a plan, but yeah, and I guess.
And again, I will give credit to also the hell of the play part, but Laurie Metcalf as the mom fucking kicks ass. Like, she goes full on crazy, like guns akimbo.
And she ends up killing Timothy Olyphant's character.
Yeah.
This was the part that was fucked up to me. Not fucked up, but like this guy's a fucking
intense.
As she guns him down, as he gets gunned down, in this very flamboyant-esque way, psychotic, shoots Courteney Cox's character.
Yeah.
And she did say something cold. She's like, 2 birds with 1 stone. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, no.
But then you had a monologue.
No, like, then it becomes like a Bond movie or something.
Right.
Like, she goes, "Ah, yes, avenging my son." Like, it's just
They
so
always blame the mom, and she's
It's
like,
Scooby-Doo.
yeah, and she's like, "What's that over there?" She's like, "Huh?" And then the movie ends essentially. I mean, you know what's gonna happen. It's a scary movie.
Yeah, no, it ends nice and tight. And I will say, the 4th one does have Jay and Silent Bob. But, like, the first movie is a masterpiece. Let's wrap this up.
Yep.
I'll go first this time because it's a twist ending. The first one's a masterpiece. The new one, I have not seen the newest one. This is coming out when it comes out.
Yeah.
But the one before it was really good because what these movies do, supposedly, are to be parody satires of how bad horror movies are. This one feels too complacent. It's not picking. A satire should pick enemies or pick moments and riff on them. This instead feels like a sloppy sequel.
Sloppy seconds.
Yeah, it's a sloppy second, Keiko. You're exactly right. And the problem is then they just go through the whole time going like, but like Empire Strikes Back, and they're like, no man, that's part of a trilogy. Fuck you, it's a sequel. Like, this movie can't decide what it is. And you know what, Wes Craven? I'm glad you got paid because I love you, buddy. But this is a weak entry.
Not MTV money.
Nor you're next, old man.
I'll be quick. Well, I won't.
No.
I want to watch the first one. I want to watch the third one, and I'm going to watch the rest of them because I think there is still.
You get it.
No, I get it. No, I absolutely get it. And this is not. I normally, me in scary movies. I don't like scary movies, but this is a little bit campy enough for me to enjoy, and I just want to understand the lore of it.
As a decade younger than you, it hit different.
It hit different. It did hit different.
Keiko?
A decade? We're only like 6 years apart.
Or 60%. 70% to a decade.
Yeah.
Keiko?
I don't know. I don't really know how I feel about it. Like, I enjoyed watching it.
It was a goings on.
Yeah, like I enjoyed the whodunit. I enjoyed the campiness.
Okay.
But I felt like it just felt a little bit flat. Like it just wasn't.
We're wrapping this up at the end of February because this movie's coming out at the end of February. But the entire next month, We're doing some of the worst of the previous year, just like last season. This was something we came up with when we were doing our planning meeting. But we've got some real doozies of shitty films to talk about.
This was painful.
I can give you a few of them right here. The Electric State is one of them.
I like that one.
Oh, sure you did. We're going to do... what? What else did we do?
Jurassic Park Rebirth.
Jurassic World Rebirth.
I'm trying to think of the other one that was terrible.
War of the Worlds.
Yeah.
And we're going to wrap it up with the Disney Snow White, which is...
Love it.
Because the Oscars are going to talk about how good movies can be, and we want to remind you, because between those 4 movies, they spent more than $1 billion.
That's true.
And none of them are worth watching. So, next time, ladies and gentlemen, Nora does stuff, I do stuff, Keiko does stuff. Watch us all do Cineprov. Follow me on my Substack if you want to learn about history, which no one does, which is why my Substack numbers are where they are. Huffman on History, ladies and friends. But in the meantime, please, I'll plug one thing in the episode because we don't usually talk about it other than my intro. If you want us to do something special for you, we have an Amazon store where if you buy the movie, we will not only do an episode for you and plug whatever you tell us to plug, but we will riff it and we will send you a copy of the movie with our riff as an optional audio track.
I don't know we can do that.
I can do it.
Okay.
So check that Amazon page for a movie, and if you do it, all of us have chosen them. So if you maybe you'll get an Alex episode, or a Keiko episode, or a Nora episode, or a Matt episode, or a me episode, or a Daniel episode. But here's the thing: we're not doing that out of spite or greed. We want to know what you want us to do, and we like the fact that you love us doing what we do, and because of that. Thank you for listening. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for listening and sharing us. Continue to share us, because whenever I see someone from South Africa or middle of Europe or Latin America, I know that someone found us, and that it makes me happy. Thanks, everyone.
Me.
Myopia Movies is executive produced by Nick Hoffman and produced by Alex Ewalt, Keiko Childs, Matt Quinn, Nick Hoffman, and Nora Trinette. It is edited and engineered by Nora Trinette. The theme song is Surf Shimmy by Kevin MacLeod from Incomptech.com. Licensed under Creative Commons Attribution 3.0 license. All rights reserved. Thanks for listening.